Welcome, Aries. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled an oracle card from the Yogic Path for you to begin our reading for the new moon in Taurus. This is the Krishna card, and because I'm going to look up the energy of Krishna, it just makes it easier. And Krishna, in its upright position, is the god of compassion and love. What does it feel like to be totally enamored, raptured, and captivated for love of the divine? This is the essence of Krishna. You've entered a time where you have realized love is something so much greater than passion between two people. Instead, it is the origin of all life, where everything blossoms. You've trusted in the greater forces of the universe, and in return, it supports you with its all-encompassing arms, embracing you like stars in the sky. Continue trusting that the divine is omnipresent and that you are not only a part of the universe, but the entire universe exists inside of you. Krishna also reminds you that play is a form of the divine. So, the overall energy from the tarot is the Knight of Swords. And as a result of the new moon energy in Taurus, this is going to be focusing on your possessions, on your values, your principles, the things that you hold dear, your aesthetics. The Knight of Swords is describing how you are in this unique position to see the overall truth, the way some fabric of our social reality is woven together, justified and rationalized. And you have a unique ability to see the flaws in that. This is not because you're critical by nature, but you are promoting a revolution in values through your own practice and your own life experience. So you are, as a truth teller, focused on justice, focused on balance, focused on ways that we can dream, envision solutions to our social institutions of change and collapse. And this is a position that you're holding and that you recognize has been a through line in your life, something that in many ways you are now living up to. You can be expressing this through your ability to record or document your experience. Certainly you will be talking about this in whatever environments you find yourself in, but you're coming into power, a kind of power that recognizes that this is part of your divine path and that you are able to record, document in a way that spreads your ideas or allows you to share your ideas with others who are equally aligned with you. In the 10th house, the overall energy here is the Chariot. The Chariot is really reinforcing some key elements of the Knight of Swords. In a way, the Knight of Swords looks to the past, and the Chariot is more our present, moving forward present energy. So the Knight of Swords is also showing your ability to look at the past, your past in particular, but our social past, and to see the way we have created some of the dilemmas that we find ourselves in as a group, a community, as a society as a whole. Whereas the Chariot is your self-acceptance of your dharma, your power, your way forward, your mission. And in that regard, you have come to build your power through eliminating the distractions, eliminating the tending to and fixing the difficulties of others, so that you are increasingly focused on maintaining and sustaining that sacred space so that you can exercise your real talents. This is about something you want to accomplish. You may have a concrete goal around producing something that is of material value that can contain your ideas, a book, a recording, a presentation, a discussion, a debate. I definitely see discourse as a part of your superpower right now, engaged in the life of ideas and in the world of thinkers. In the first house, the Queen of Pentacles is describing your phenomenal work ethic that transcends duty and actually becomes a labor of love. And so, in this particular arena, this is your perspective on everything. Anything can be built or created in the right environment, in attunement with the efforts, the capacity, the resources, and the needs and desires of others with whom you labor. This is knowing how to improve upon productivity and efficiency in whatever you're involved with. It also gives you the discipline to focus in on the labor aspect, particularly if you are a creator of any sort. Most of you know that inspiration plays a very minimal role in the creating or building of something. Instead, it is our labor, it is our daily effort that is the stuff of magic, and that creates something that not only amplifies the potential rewards, but also creates something over time, time the great healer, into something that we want. And more importantly, for you, Aries, something you are recognized for. In the fourth house of your home, your roots, your soul, the Hanged One, is describing the way that your domestic environment, and that is not necessarily home, it is the home you carry with you wherever you go, is this ability to step back, to create the retreat in whatever circumstances you find yourself, to understand what is needed of you in the moment. And that moment can be the need for a greater perspective, the ability to take in other truths, more ways that you understand and appreciate how the potential for your actions, the sacrifice you make, is temporary comfort, so that you can gain that clarity that is about opening and receiving the guidance that you're being given. In the seventh house, the significant relationships, the High Priestess, is really about all that you've learned about yourself, all that you're able to reflect on in your relationships. This is not only relationships with individuals or groups of individuals, but with your passion, with your pursuits, the things that you have developed a relationship to. So this can be your craft, your creativity, your art. The High Priestess is indicating that much of the wisdom that you're now extracting from the self-knowledge you've gained is for you and you only. You're aware that not everyone is ready for or interested in the wisdom that you've gained, and so you do share it very selectively. It's quite likely that you share it with your significant others, and I say others because spouses, close friends, aligned allies, whoever is significant in your life, you believe needs to know your truth in order to understand where you're coming from. You're sharing wisdom that's been gained from intimate experience. And you're also looking to your cultural heritage, your ancestral lineage, as a source of wisdom and strength, providing you the models and reminding you of the hardships that others endured so that you could have the life of relative privilege that you may have. I'm going to not pull an oracle card at this time. I'm going to clarify, but if this reading is resonating with you so far, Aries, please like this video. Please share this with others if you feel inclined to do so. I enjoy your comments always, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. And for the Queen of Pentacles in the first house, your perspective, the Devil. This is really quite lovely in terms of your what you've gained from the need, the necessity to conform. Even those limitations that were imposed upon you growing up in your formative years, social pressures that exist for all of us to move through and conduct our lives in a certain way, to accept certain goals that are goals for everyone, has given you tremendous strength. You are a hard worker. You like to be in control of your environment. You are commanding. And this is an area of real growth for you, because I see you softening in this regard. The Queen of Pentacles, in distinction from the Devil energy, is much more in tune with those she is working with and or serving. So this energy is more about modeling yourself on the natural cycles of the universe, so that you are less about being in control in an sometimes a domineering or even artificial way, and more about being attuned, being flexible, accommodating the strengths and or weaknesses of others, helping others to persevere, find that motivation that motivates them. And so this is, I actually find you softening your approach, not needing, understanding by sharing power that you're actually stronger in that way. And it underlying that is your security in who you are, your security in wanting to accomplish results, and allowing those that you're aligned with to work with you, to collaborate. In the fourth house, the Hanged Man is clarified by the Lovers. So this is at root, and this feels as though there has been a choice that you've had to make, quite possibly with regards to family. This can be with regards to your home, some inheritance or some lineage that you are, and always in reference to or reverence to. There's a choice here in which you have come to understand that the attachments you have with significant others is optional. It's choosing. Those relationships, those significant relationships in your life, are quite often a reflection of the choices you've made about, with respect to who you are, to accepting your strength, your power, your weaknesses, to understanding that relationships are built and are a creative act of agreement. And those relationships that cannot manage this flow that you are discovering in your ability to produce positive results, positive agreements in your relationships, you are stepping back from those. I don't believe that soul bonds are ever really broken, but it feels to me as though you are closing out or sacrificing a soul bond. This is most likely a relative, but it need not be, that has blocked or felt as though they blocked your ability to be who you are, to work in the way that you see as beneficial for the whole team, the family, the community, and instead are focused on their own productivity, their own choices, their own right to have what they have, to be who they want to be, even if that's in clashing with the community's overall well-being. So this feels like a break to me. The seventh house is clarified by the Seven of Wands, Seven of Swords. I'm sorry. Mercury has gone direct in Aries at that. However, it's perhaps still going over its shadow period, or at least that's a story I'm sticking with. Seven of Swords is really talking quite a bit about this soul bond that I believe I'm using broken or break as a temporal reference. We never break those soul bonds in our life. They fade away. Perhaps we shelve them for another life or another chapter in our lives. However, there has been a lot of criticism that you experienced in your family of origin, a lot of being excluded, perhaps because you did not comply with the family story to some extent, the immediate family story, the expectations of your family. And because of that, you were outed, you were not taken seriously, you were seen as betraying others, when in fact, your experience is that you were betrayed. You were betrayed in as much as you were not allowed to choose your destiny, to choose your path, to fulfill your own potential. And the only way you saw to do that was to make a break from the family in some dramatic way. You certainly never left the family in any permanent way. You are very connected with them. This is powerful soul bonding here. However, you have over the years internalized a lot of the critical dialogue that you that was aimed at you, that targeted you and your efforts, that painted you as somebody that was irresponsible, perhaps, or didn't care. In the 10th house, the Chariot card is clarified by the Death card. This is really, with all of these major arcana on the table, this is a huge time of transformation, not just for you, but for the world. This is about the world in a kind of shadow of its crises. So the world is still dredging up the results of a huge shift, a huge death throes is what some of you may be experiencing. However, you're breaking through that. And you're breaking through that by what you choose to focus on, how you're aiming your attention, which is critical in terms of manifesting the results that you want. You're focused, of course, you're aware of and you're sensitive to the amount of change, crises, upheaval, disruption that is occurring, but you're also focused on your empowerment and your ability to tell that story in some way that is clarifying. That is your goal. Your goal is to move towards producing something that records your perspective, your ideas, so that they can be shared broadly. Now I'm going to pull an oracle, a crystal oracle card, and out jumps the Ancient Wisdom Crystal, and the key words are ancient wisdom. I'm an expression of the powerful ancient wisdom of my soul. It guides me through life. I'm going to leave this here, and I look forward to you enjoying more content if you've enjoyed this over here. And until next time, namaste.